Good. Awesome. Welcome back to another episode of Breezy Boys podcast.
Here we are. Hopefully you stuck around,
Yeah.
and you'll notice I'm leaning the opposite way in my chair to change it up for this episode as compared to last episode.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
With another episode.
We are just gonna do some quick fact checking from our last episode.
Yeah, we talked about how we talked at length about how we don't research or fact check, but we decided to fact check. We talked about Elon Musk and buying Twitter, or we weren't sure if it was Elon Musk and Twitter, or if it was Steve Jobs and Facebook, or if it was like a combination of the two. It could have been Steve Jobs could have been buying Elon Musk.
Yeah. We never know.
I don't know. We weren't sure.
I don't know.
So we decided to fact check.
So, yeah.
This is highly unusual for us, but
Highly unusual, but we're doing it.
anything for the fans.
So it was Musk.
It was Elon Musk.
And it
was Twitter.
It was Twitter.
So 2 for 2.
It's 46.5 billion, which I was pretty close. I said like 40 billion.
Yeah. Depends how you look on it. I mean, you were 6.5 billion off.
That's true.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It's a big difference. I mean, 46.5 billion compared to like 40 billion. It's like, not a huge difference, but like by itself, 6.5 billion.
Is pretty huge.
Crazy amount of money. Anyway.
Yeah, he offered to buy it at $54.20 a share, which would come to like 43 billion. He's now like figured out a way to finance it and stuff. And
with money.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
And apparently Twitter's board adopted a poison pill defense that could make a takeover attempt prohibitively expensive.
Classic.
They're
just gonna, like, if he buys them out, they're just gonna start burning shit.
Exactly.
Tearing down the mainframe.
Exactly.
Chucking computers out.
Getting rid of the algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
But
deleting crap.
They're saying that
Unplugging
if someone acquires a 15% stake in the company, which he already had a 9% stake, but if someone gets a 15% stake, it would trigger a huge payout to shareholders that could bankrupt the company.
Okay, he's like attempting to buy enough stocks to essentially
to have the control.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Not just like purchase it from. I don't know how this shit works, but I gotcha.
Yeah. So there we go. That was our fact check. Facts.
Yeah, according to the internet. And what's been throwing me off is like, I don't think we can see it like on the camera, but that lantern that just like hangs up there.
Yeah.
Keeps like looking like a beehive to me.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's like a wasp nest, like fake wasp nest, to stop wasps from.
Oh, because they think it's like.
Yeah, they're very territorial.
Wasp territory, yeah. Kind of just
So.
freaks me out, but I guess it's better than. Have you ever been stung by a bee or wasp or anything of the sort?
No. Or wait, what am I saying? Yes, of course I have.
No, I haven't.
Sorry, I realized that the name of our stream was still from my interview that I did. So I just had to change that really
Everyone's
quick.
confused. They think we're coloring.
Exactly.
And we're not.
We're not.
The whole last episode, they're like, where are these guys coloring this way? They're just talking about shit. And it'd be kind of disappointing if, like, a lot of people tuned in and we're like, oh, man, we got a lot of people. And, like, I wonder why. And it turns out they wanted to see us color. And then we didn't deliver. Yeah.
It'd be very disappointing.
Mm-hmm. More people showed up to see us color than to hear us talk. But it's his life.
That is life.
Yeah. So we got the fact check out of the way,
Yeah.
which I don't know. Maybe we'll do more of that in the future. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Play by our own rules. I got something I want to talk about.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hear it.
I thought we could, in preparation for the what's the word I want to use here? Inevitability of another COVID wave. I mean, who knows? But I'm kind of pessimistic here. So if there's another like wave of COVID, and like we have to like lock down again and whatever, I want some must watch, must play, like couple series, couple movies, couple video games, maybe some books. I don't know. Let's get some, maybe like if each of us can come up with like 2 for like a couple different categories. So like I want some must play video games for the possibility of another lockdown to come. And
Okay.
I'm gonna give my 2. I think Who's Your Daddy?
Oh, yeah.
One of my 2 must plays. Came out on console a while ago, and that's a must play for me.
Xbox Series X enhanced.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is
you can
pretty
really
wild.
get a lot out of those cartoony graphics and
Honestly, the game has never looked better.
yeah,
Like, that's the whole reason I bought the Series X.
Yeah.
Was for that.
yeah. For Who's Your Daddy?
For like a $10 game.
Yeah, not to play like Cyberpunk or anything like that.
No.
That, and then the other one I want to go with is I feel bad because like I brought up this topic and I'm fully like unprepared for it.
No,
but,
that's all right.
I've been trying to finish Borderlands 3. And that's been out for a while now, but
Yeah, it's been.
that's
They've
my must
they've
play.
released
It's been
2
good.
games since Borderlands 3.
Yeah. I don't care. Go back and play Borderlands 3. If you haven't, play it. Because
Are you playing through the DLCs and everything?
No, I don't.
No, you
I
don't care
pay
about the
for
DLCs.
Fuck that noise. No, I'm just like trying to like finish it. So for like, and there's a few games like this, but Borderlands especially, I found I can't just like play through it in like one go. I like play a bunch and I kind of get like a little bit more than like halfway through, but then I just need to like quit for like a year or 2. And then I like eventually come back to it, and I do that with like some games sometimes, every now and then, like an Assassin's Creed game or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, like Borderlands especially, I like start it and then really enjoy it, but then just I don't know, kind of get bored of it. And anyway, so I'm still making my way through. I'm pretty close to the end, but those are my 2 must play: Who's Your Daddy and
Nice.
Borderlands 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a new game that I just picked up. Lego Star Wars.
Cut.
Cut.
Let's retake that.
Yeah, retake that.
Yeah.
No, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which is a mouthful of a name.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun to relive like the original game, and this game is like it's actually improved upon it. And it's like a first person shooter with like melee combos and stuff, and it's still a Lego game made for kids.
Yeah.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it, like just playing it by myself, and I can only imagine like getting like a buddy or 2 in there. It would be pretty wild.
Out of the Lego games, I definitely enjoy Star Wars the most, but I've gotten like a little bit sick of they've really like taken advantage of like the Star Wars in the Lego games. So like they had just like the Lego Star Wars. Did they do? I think
so I watched a history of it.
Okay.
So they did Lego Star Wars,
which was like episode 4, 5, 6, like the originals.
Yeah.
And then they did the
Lego
prequels.
Star Wars 2, which was the prequels.
Yeah.
Then they did the complete saga.
Combine them.
Yeah, combined them.
And then didn't they do like a Clone Wars at some point?
They did a Lego Clone Wars, which followed the like Clone Wars series.
Yeah.
They also did like handheld versions of the games that were completely different games from the console versions. Yeah, they've really like...
Yeah, and then come to this, and it's the Skywalker saga, so like all 9 movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, which is cool, but I'm like, I don't know.
They've remade everything,
Yeah.
which is nice, like, because you're not running through the same levels, but you're running through
but
the
like
same
years
scenes.
ago, yeah, I like, I played, episodes 1 through 6, and I haven't played 7 through 9, but like this game sounds like 2/3 of it is like stuff I've already played, but if it's updated, and anyway, mixed feelings there,
and
but,
it's got like some free roam areas, which is like kind of nice. It's like a collectible.
probably just a stupid amount of characters.
There's like 300
to play as,
characters, yeah. And then there's, of course, they're putting out bonus packs for like the Mandalorian, Solo, the Star Wars story, Rogue One, Boba Fett. They'll probably put out something for Kenobi.
Yeah.
Probably something for the Ahsoka Tano series.
Yeah. You know what, we I don't know why I just thought of this now, but I'm pretty sure there's a trailer out for the new Thor movie.
Yep.
And we totally could have watched that and talked about that.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Have you seen it?
I saw it once, but I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck, we could have, I don't know. Really? Yeah. We should have just like watched that, and we could have talked about that. Anyway.
We can do that right now.
No, we'll keep going with or maybe next time
episode
we can. I don't want to like I don't know. I feel like we'll spend too much time setting it up, and
that's fair. Yeah,
it would just be kind of like a boring low for a bit. So let's just keep the ball running. Anyway, so that's one game. Give me another. Give me another game.
Another game. I don't know. I like my gaming has like kind of come to a standstill.
That's the thing. I haven't played a whole lot of newer games. So
like, there's games that like play Super Mario 64. Like, that's like a great game that I can almost never get tired of. But who hasn't said that?
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? There's like a couple games I would love to play on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I just don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah. So. No. I really want to try out Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden Dawn, I think is the second one that came out. And of course the Spider-Man series.
Yeah, for me it's the pretty much like I would almost get a PlayStation just for Spider-Man, and then Predator Hunting Grounds, which was like really flew under the radar. I don't think it like did very well, but I've watched like a lot of gameplay on that because I like haven't been able to play it, and really appeals to me. But
that's fair.
Seemed kind of cool. Anyway, what about maybe a couple movies?
We always go to movies, but
must watch movie. But as soon as we bring it up, you draw a blank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, of course.
And I just don't watch a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What are some of yours?
I would say 2 must watch the Batman for sure.
The new one?
I love that one. Yeah. That was very awesome. And definitely Spider-Man as well. No Way Home.
No Way Home, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Watch those.
No Way Home. 'cause
Yeah.
that's probably the last movie I watched.
I want like you to go first because I think you would have picked that, and I didn't want to steal that
Yeah.
from you. But anyway, yeah, definitely.
Definitely. It was a
if you
good
haven't
movie.
Seen it yet.
Yeah. It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of fun.
Must watch series.
Ooh.
Can we come up with a couple of series for
Well, Kenobi.
the viewer? Yeah.
We haven't seen it. Obviously.
Hasn't been out yet, but
Um.
gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it could get very bad reviews, and I would still like have to watch it for myself.
Oh, exactly.
So I think no matter what, it's gonna be a must watch for me. I mean, I hope it's good, but.
And honestly, if you haven't seen it, The Mandalorian season 1 and 2, like, great. Like, if another waves come, that's a series I'll probably rewatch because I haven't rewatched it since I watched it the first time.
Yeah.
And it
I've
seems like
only
a good
seen
one.
like when the second season of The Mandalorian came out, I went through the first season again and just like ran through it in preparation for the second season, but haven't gone back since. But I absolutely would. I just haven't taken the time to.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I've really been enjoying Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
I think that's
It's good.
another watch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to start watching that. Is like as like a relatively like unknown superhero, how do they like are they doing it pretty well?
Yeah, it's been cool. I knew like nothing about the character going into the show, and it's been very interesting. I think it does a good job of like explores a bit of his backstory at, I think, like a proper pace. So not like going through with just like a lot of unanswered questions until the end. I think some series suffer from that nowadays, especially like dramas and stuff like that. Like they'll try to keep stuff really hidden until the end, and can make for a nice surprise, but can make like the start of the series very dull, I think. But I think it does it at a good pace where it's like releasing enough information that you're continually engaged. Like you learn a little bit more about the character and then a little bit more, and so
Nice.
I think it's been very good like that. And then the Egyptian mythology stuff is kind of cool too. So I think there's a bit of that there. I don't know my Egyptian mythology as well, so I don't know how accurate it is exactly, but
That's fair.
it's been very cool. Anyway, that's yeah,
That's that.
that's that.
Yeah. I'm trying to still think of movies besides No Way Home, but
Give me like a throwback,
yeah.
like something that if you haven't seen.
The only one I can think of right now is Step Up, that like dancing movie. It might Step Up, and then immediately my mind went to Bring It On, the cheerleading like version of it.
If you haven't seen
If you
either
haven't
of
seen
those,
you
and
got to.
we hit another like lockdown, you've got nothing to lose. Go for it.
I mean, the High School Musical. I watched the High School Musical movies probably once every 5 years, and it's still like super fun.
It still holds up.
It holds up.
I like it.
The music is still like fun. You watch the sing along versions with like a couple friends who like knew the songs growing up.
Yeah.
Like it's still a fun time.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny to see like angsty teenage or like supposedly teenage Zac Efron.
Exactly.
Right? Like I don't, he probably wasn't a teenager at the time, but anyway, playing this like angsty teenage character. No, those are probably a little bit of a guilty pleasure. I don't like to admit enjoying those,
That's fair.
but they're enjoyable to a certain
to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like a movie I'd go to all the time. Did you see the third one in theaters when it came out?
I don't know if I went in theaters or not. I can't remember.
I remember going. I went to it in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my sister. That was my excuse. Was I was taking my
Yeah,
sister
yeah,
to the
right.
movies.
Yeah, no, I can't remember if I went in theaters or just like waited for it to come out on DVD or what. But yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. I had another one. Must. I don't know. We've covered like some watch. We could do the other senses. Must listen. Music.
Oh, I
Give me
actually have a good one.
Couple music recommendations.
So, I've been listening to. Excuse me. This.
You know what I just thought of actually is we were supposed to get political in this episode.
Oh right.
We didn't. We kind of got off track.
That's okay.
We'll leave that. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We're just gonna go through this quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This band I've been listening to, Brave Giant. It's kind of like an indie rock. They also do like some folk and stuff. Their most recent album, Pink, White, and Blue, I believe is what it's called. But it's like, it's an album that I like. I encourage people to listen from the start to the finish to. Like, don't listen to it on like shuffle or anything. Just like start at the intro song and like work your way through the album.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of got like a bit of a story to it that I find, but it took me a little bit of time to realize that it's kind of like a story format.
Yeah.
Which
There's
is cool.
I know of a few albums that are kind of like that. And I really even there's a few albums like that I enjoy, but not really for the sake of like the story. I don't really need like a story behind an album, but I do really enjoy like an album that you can listen like front to back and just like enjoy, right?
Yeah. And then like their songs, like they still stand up on their own.
Yeah.
But
And you know what I would say even nowadays like it's more enjoyable because now like it's easier to get music out there and it's all like digitalized and it's easier to release music. So you kind of just like, I don't know, you put on Spotify or Apple Music, you get like a song here and there from an artist, and it may not be connected to the same album or anything, but not that long ago, I mean 90s, 2000s, an artist would release a CD or a record or whatever. You'd have to go to the store, buy that CD or record, and you'd listen to the whole thing, find the stuff that you like, right?
Yeah.
So like back then it was kind of cool to like, oh yeah, like I like this whole album, but I mean like even if you didn't, it wasn't that easy to just like pop in the CD. Okay, listen to the 3 songs I like and then like switch out CDs.
Oh, totally.
Right? So it's even more valuable nowadays, I think, that if you can release an entire album that people enjoy rather than 3 good songs maybe and then just kind of like some stuff that you may have like rushed just to release, just to get the album out there.
Yeah.
If that was the case, if you were releasing it as a CD, it may not have sold very well, right? Whereas like you can kind of just sell individual songs now. Anyway, so yeah, I agree with that. How do you feel about like kind of like filler stuff on albums? So like intros and maybe stuff that's like not always music, like talking or anything like that. Either like at the start or end of a song, or even just like separate tracks in an album that's like kind of just like filler stuff.
Generally, I don't like it. Because I find that's exactly what it is it's filler, and it's like you're taking up a track that, you know, like you could put another song on.
Yeah.
However, like actually in the album that I was talking about, they have like an intro, which is just like a 30-second kind of like build up, but it leads really nice into the next song, so I enjoy it there. But other than that, like I generally don't enjoy
Yeah,
it.
I agree. It's kind of like interesting artistically,
Mm.
but as someone listening to it, especially again like nowadays when you kind of just like put something into a playlist, either you get a track that's just like nothing, and it's like why was that in my playlist, or you get like a song that kind of has like a long intro or just like stuff at the end, and it's kind of like a pain to I get if it's at the end you can kind of just like skip to the next song.
Yeah.
If it's at the start, you either have to like fast forward through manually or you sit through it, right? So I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it either. um the punk in me is definitely just like just start your song, play
Yeah.
it, end it, next song,
Yeah.
right? Quick and short and sweet. But
Short and sweet.
anyway,
Yeah.
so I have I kind of agree with that. Um yeah, any other, so that's interesting.
Tall Tree Tales is another band that I've been listening to.
Okay.
Yeah.
that threw me off for a second. I was like, what?
Where was he going with this?
Yeah.
Just saying
I thought
random
you were like
words?
moving on to a different
No.
topic or
No, that's
a
just
sh-
another
had a
band I've
stroke
been
or
listening
something.
to.
Tall Tree. Alright, cool.
Yeah. How about you? Do you have music?
Two that I would mention. One of my favorite bands, 3 Days Grace. New album is coming out in May, so I'm excited for that.
Nice.
So check that out. For anyone out there that's still listening to 3 Days Grace in 2022, get pumped for this album. It's gonna be good. And then this newer band that I actually found. That's kind of been interesting. So they're called Dance Gavin Dance. They're this like post-hardcore screamo band out of like California. But they've got a really interesting like funk sound to it too, especially like the guitar, and very like
funk.
good, interesting guitar, and yeah, kind of like a different, unique sound. And I only started like listening to them. A coworker like showed them to me, and so I like listened to a few songs and I've gotten into them more.
Okay.
And I've been really enjoying them. And so they put out a single, and a new album is supposed to be releasing soon. And they've like I think just recently started a tour. And then the bassist died just like last week.
Oh wow.
And so I mean, I think a lot of people, when you hear like a musician dies,
Revisit their music.
but I think like two things that like you think of first is like suicide or drug overdose, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, for the last few days, like I kept checking updates. His name's like Tim Furyk, I think. And anyway, so but like either usually drug overdose or suicide are pretty like obvious, right? So there wasn't like any information like that released. So I've been like checking updates, trying to get more information, and all they've said is like he just kind of like unexpectedly died in his apartment. So
well, that happened to the comedian Bob Saget. Like,
yeah,
he had a brain
just
aneurysm.
like recently, right?
Yeah, recently. Like within the last like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that was like I had like just gotten into them, and then I was like, oh fuck, like that's
sucks.
disappointing. But sounds like the album's still coming out. Like I think the album was mostly done anyway. And I think that, like I said, they're starting their tour, but another like musician by the name of like Sergio or something like that is taking his place. And
nice.
anyway, they're continuing on. So
those
those are
nice, but
those are my recommendations. Well,
fair.
Nice that they're able to
Continue the tour.
on. easily, and I think do their music justice without him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've covered like some must watch, some must listen, must taste.
Ooh.
We're gonna hit all the senses here.
Well, you might. I won't.
I guess. Oh yeah, shit. I was like, we're gonna get to must smell, and then I'll tell you
What must smell. Okay.
Let's get some must taste in there. What if you're locked inside? And unfortunately, that's like a little bit more challenging because if you're locked inside, you can't really like go out and try a lot of new stuff. But skip the dishes, Uber Eats, order something you've never had before. You know? Must taste.
Must taste.
I don't know. Let's throw some ideas out there.
One that's coming to my head right now is ice cream soup.
Is that just melted ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how my ice cream always ends up. I'm set like ice cream is a chore. It's delicious, but it is a chore for me. And I think because like my teeth are kind of sensitive, so I can't eat it quickly.
Yeah.
And it always just ends up melting. Like I can only get so much ice cream, and I have to try and like eat it very, very quickly. Otherwise it just fucking melts and it becomes a mess. So like in a bowl is way easier. I rarely do ice cream on a cone.
Oh no, yeah, coned ice cream. That's for like dates, and even then, I try to avoid it.
Yeah, and the shitty thing is, it's like that's a like warm weather treat, and I've been doing like
a lot
fucking around with my we've been hitting lists, and I'm just like
and numbers.
Yeah, my fingers are gonna be sore.
Yeah.
It's a very like warm weather treat, but I mean like the hotter it is, the quicker it melts, right? Like,
Oh, totally.
So anyway, ice cream soup.
Ice cream soup. What's one that you got? We have about 10% battery left before it dies.
We gotta wrap this up.
We gotta wrap it up.
Okay, maybe we'll skip this and we'll get political. Real quick. So we were last like we're like talked about the Twitter thing.
Last week
and stuff. And we talked about we really don't get political, and we try not to get political. But I think we need to. I think just once, at least, we need to get political.
We do.
The Breezy boys are getting political, and I think we've got a couple, maybe unpopular or kind of like extreme political opinions. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Bring the prohibition back.
Prohibition.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
We're going through a pandemic right now. A lot of people are turning to booze, to drugs, to cope with things. That's fine and dandy. You know, sometimes you need to cope with things. We bring the prohibition back. We get all the crazies going nuts. You bring the prohibition back, and then like go into a lockdown again. Whew. We're gonna have like some interesting things go on.
Because people are just going to be losing their shit because they won't have access to alcohol
every single person is going to go stir crazy.
Yeah.
And I live in a stir crazy like mindset at all times.
Yeah.
So like it would be kind of cool just to have like other people going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to inflict that same pain on other people. I like it. It. And we'll get to see like bootleggers again.
Yeah, exactly. Like
what a
I'm not saying like get rid of all like the drugs and alcohol. Obviously that's going to stick around no matter what happens.
But just make it illegal. So
yeah. Then everybody's breaking the law.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
All right. Here's mine. Unpopular political opinion. I don't think Pope should be elected. I think the Pope, head of the Catholic Church, just has like way too much power, and I think if you want that power, you got to earn it. You shouldn't just be elected. So here's what I have come up with. I think it should be like a fight to the death, kind of like a Pope Hunger Games. of sorts. Is they put them in an arena or something, and they have
The
a
Colosseum.
battle royale. Yeah, the Colosseum right in Rome. There,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's right beside the Vatican City.
Right next door. They just hop over the moat,
Oh,
and you're there. And last one standing gets to be Pope.
I like it.
It's like a fucking life gig too. Anyway, you're like
Yeah.
there till you die, so might as well
Enjoy it.
might as well die for it. Yeah. Pope Hunger
Exactly.
Games. That's my yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of the episode because we're about to die. Bye.
Peace.